Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm sitting here and I was just going to start making this video in regards to Kevin Spacey and all the stuff that's been going on in the media with him, and think about him in regards to the space theme and the Houston Astros just winning the World Series, a bunch of other stuff. I am going to make this video, but I was just kind of looking through the news. I got off work just a little bit ago, and I saw this story about Corey Feldman finally said that one of the child molesters or whatever, he said their name on the Dr. Oz show today. And anyway, long story short, he says that this guy's name was John Grissom, and the way they spell it in gematria, John Grissom equals 59 in gematria, just like Corey Feldman. 59, and November 2nd is the day that leaves 59 days in the year. So a super fitting day for him to release this guy's name as a child molester. Syncs up to him. Anyway, I went and I always check how many days away it is from people's birthdays because that always seems to sync up, such as Kevin Spacey coming out as gay 3 months and 3 days after his birthday. Gay equals 33. AIDS, fags, so on. All these connections to 33 with gay. That's why it was 3 months and 3 days. And if you're new to this channel, you're not going to understand anything I'm talking about. So please look at some links in the description and watch some other videos. But when I went back and looked at Corey Feldman's birthday to today, I noticed that it was a span of 3 months and 17 days. And a while back, I was mentioning a whole bunch about this number, 317. I was watching the Simpsons, and randomly the Simpsons said, Freemasons run the country. Or I wasn't really watching it, I was just blogging some stuff, and I heard the Simpsons say that just as I was typing the word Freemasons. So I'm writing up this blog, and I write Freemasons, and then right as I say that, the TV says, Freemasons run the country. And in gematria, that equaled 317. And then I noticed that the title of this episode in gematria also equals 317. And I pointed out Scottish Rite Freemasonry in reverse equals 317. But now looking back at this episode, it's very interesting. It's the 91st episode of The Simpsons. And look what it's all about. It's about legalized gambling, and Marge becomes addicted to gambling and whatnot. And think about the Route 91 Harvest Festival, right? That happened on the day that leaves 91 days in the year, and 32nd floor in gematria equals 91. And it just goes along with, the only phone call I got on the Jesuit anniversary this year was somebody from Las Vegas. And then the guy who supposedly got he got the exact showcase bid on The Price is Right, all of a sudden reached out to me in my comments. And he's actually from Henderson, Nevada. And when he was on the show, he's wearing the Las Vegas thing, the Las Vegas shirt or whatever. It just makes me wonder. There's something that is helping me with this knowledge, and something that is cluing me in. Either that or somehow, I'm on the same frequency, the same wavelength, whatever, Maybe it's angels, maybe it's something else. I really don't know the exact meaning of how all of this works out, But there's definitely something that is cluing me in, and if I pay enough attention and I understand what to look for, it's just interesting, What are all that stuff about the Vegas stuff was all about 91. The Simpsons 91st episode was about gambling. And even before the Hurricane Harvey happened, I didn't have internet, and I randomly watched these two movies, which was Phoenix Lights or Phoenix Forgotten, and then I watched this other movie called A Cure for Wellness. And when I got the internet back, I made this blog post on August 23rd. I watched these movies on August 21st. And when I got internet back, I made this blog post, and I talked about how this movie was everything to do with water. And I just mentioned water, 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 and I didn't even put it together that, just right after me posting this blog, we got Hurricane Harvey, and the floods. And what's even more interesting is that the World Series was all about the elements theme, right? The Los Angeles fires, and then the Houston Astros because of the flood, the fire, and the water. And in this post about this movie, I brought up a whole bunch of stuff about the movie Fire in the Sky, which is also about Phoenix Lights. So the fire and the water symbolism. And I blogged about this even before Hurricane Harvey had flooded Houston. It's some weird stuff. So, on that note, I want to talk about something I just recently noticed that was interesting. And, I talked a lot about the twin symbolism, and I was still seeing it. I haven't seen anything since yesterday, but the twin symbolism was everywhere in the media still. Even after the Twins didn't make the World Series, they had stuff about the Shining Twins just like a week ago. There was still twin symbolism going on, and I just don't know what it means for sure, except for the fact that when I was researching twins, remember I found out that Thomas means twin, and a bunch of weird stuff was happening to me when I had one of my band's gig on the 261st day of the year, and we played at a place called the Down Under Lounge that in Gematria equals 261, and we practiced at an address that equals 261, and my drummer's name equals 261, and we played this show on the 261st day of the year, and I went to Wendy's, and I spent $2.61. Sorry, I'm sitting out in the car. The cop just drove by, but it was $2.61. And I couldn't figure out what all that meant, but I found out that Thomas means twins, and it's based off of Thomas from the Bible, who is known as Doubting Thomas. And if you go clear back to the beginning of the year, I was documenting a space theme over and over and over, and then I talked about the Jesuit theme being interrelated into the space theme, and then the twin stuff came after that, and I just started following this twin theme, didn't know exactly what it meant. So it's almost like something was cluing me in to tell me that I was being a doubting Thomas. Who knows, just something to think about. It really interests me, because we'll see if I keep seeing twin stuff. If I keep seeing twin stuff, then obviously that's not the purpose of why I keep seeing the twin stuff, It's almost like something new I was going to doubt myself in regards to that, because I really thought it was for the Houston Rockets. And I know in one of them long videos I even said, possibly it's just for the Houston Astros in the World Series, So, I don't know. Interesting stuff. But moving on here, I noticed this pattern of that I've been documenting some stuff. Like, I talked about Rose McGowan a little bit because she was in the Marilyn Manson video it was called Coma White, and they did the reenactment of the JFK assassination. And anyway, when I was researching about her, I noticed that her dad was a leader of this religion called the Children of God, if I can find it here. Yeah, her father ran a chapter of the Children of God. And that's so perfect in regards to Harvey Weinstein and the molesting and sexual allegation stuff. Because this religion, I remember I talked about it with River Phoenix because their family was part of this. And, he said he lost his virginity at the age of 4 years old. And in this religion, like when you jack off, you're supposed to pretend you're a woman because Jesus is doing you. So, like you can't be gay, so you have to pretend that you're a woman while you're jacking off because otherwise you'll be gay with Jesus. And stuff like that, just some weird stuff. So, the moral of the story is that this brought back up River Phoenix. And lately, I have documented about Corey Feldman. And just yesterday, or on Halloween, we got that story about Wendy Williams, fake fainting and whatnot. And I'm going to make a video on that as well. But let me find this here. Wendy Williams faints on live TV. The main guest on her show was Jerry O'Connell, this day. So she faints when Jerry O'Connell was the main or the main guest on the show. And think about Corey Feldman, River Phoenix, Jerry O'Connell. The only one that is missing is whatever his name is. I can't think of what his name is. I have it written here. Let me find it. He's on the Big Bang Theory. Sheldon hates him. Oh, what is that guy's name? Wil Wheaton, I believe. The only one that's missing is Wil Wheaton from the movie Stand By Me. All of these kids were in that movie. Jerry O'Connell was the fat kid in Stand By Me. And, Corey Feldman was in that movie. And so was River Phoenix. And then the only one that's missing is Wil Wheaton. So if I see a story about Wil Wheaton, I know there's something super connected to the movie Stand By Me. And the only thing that I can think of when I think about that movie is, the song Lollipop, or them yelling train. And train symbolism was really big in 2015, or possibly something to do with Kiefer Sutherland, who was on the TV show Touch, right? That is all about how all of these events are interrelated. And, his son is one of the special people that can see the code and try to stop events from happening before they happen, because he understands how everything is intertwined and interrelated. A lot like what I'm talking about, So, I don't know. I just wanted to document this really quick. I know if you're new here, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about, but it's just very interesting. Wendy Williams, right? And I was talking about how Dave Thomas was connected to what I was talking about, who owns, or was the former owner of Wendy's, the restaurant. And then we got Wendy Williams that's connected to Jerry O'Connell. I don't know. But there's definitely some type of theme. And there's no doubt in my mind that something is cluing me into a lot of these things. And I don't fully grasp it, And that is not to say that there aren't people who are manipulating what is going on, and there's not fake news stories, because there absolutely is. Wendy Williams looked more like she had a seizure than collapsing. Aaron Judge doesn't even try to catch a home run ball. And then a couple games later, they hit a ball to the exact same spot and he jumps up and catches it. There's lots of other things. Just people trolling and changing their accounts, losing 19,000 subscribers and then changing their account to a different name and trolling me. People can, I had one person a while back who was talking crap, and they were commenting on a video that I had set to unlisted or whatever, and there was no link or anything to that video, and I blocked them even, and they still could respond and send me messages. But I honestly think that they just do not want people to understand this knowledge and understand more of how this world truly works. And that's why they don't like what we're doing by exposing this. And that's why they create stories in the media, because I really think it's something to do with frequency, something to do with energy. And if they can get enough people to think about a certain thing and whatever else, then it can manipulate this world that we live in. So, I don't know. Just like I said, wanted to make a quick video here, document some things. I'm going to go back and make some other videos here, but we'll see what happens. Watch out for the movie Stand By Me. Maybe there's something, I feel like there's something significant to that movie. We'll see. We'll see if we get a story about Wil Wheaton. If we get a story in the media that involves Wil Wheaton, I guarantee there's something from that movie that I'm supposed to pick up and understand. So, anyway, have a good one. Peace. See you in the next couple videos.